Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at writing in session 4 about authors sharing scientific ideas and our conclusions. This is the big part that kind of gets us stumped just a little bit, but we're working really hard to come up with the ideas and conclusions that we want to share. So it's the most important question you can ever ask in the scientific process, the why. Science go through their entire lives, scientists do, trying to figure out what happens, why things happen, and the why they did what they do, and why things are the way that they are. But to be a good scientist, you eventually have to come to a conclusion to answer that big question, why? So our goal today is to learn how to write good conclusions so that we can clearly write an answer to that question of why. So we're going to learn how to improve our conclusions by looking at another student's writing who wrote a great conclusion. This student performed an experiment on things that floated or sank. So this was their experiment that they tried on their own with a lab report, okay? So I am going to read it to you, and I want you to think about, what did this writer do that you could try, okay? So here's their letter. Conclusions. My hypothesis about the experiment was wrong. I guessed that the paperclip would float and the wood would sink, but the paperclip sank to the bottom of the bowl. Why did it sink? Maybe because it is heavy, even though it is small. Maybe it is made of silver, and that makes it heavy. Maybe it has something to do with the shape of it. I know in the video we watched yesterday, it said that the shape of something can make it push down in the water. And this connects to the paperclip because it's sort of skinny. I was wrong, not just about the paperclip, but also the wood. I was surprised because it was big, so I thought it would sink. But the piece of wood floated on top of the water in the bowl. I thought it was going to sink, but boy, was I surprised. The wood is bigger than the paperclip, but the wood floats and the paperclip does not. Maybe it's like what we learned about big boats and they still float. They have the inside like a balloon, so they float. Maybe the wood has air inside. I don't know. It's a mystery. Did you notice the questions that that the student asked? Did you notice that they gave multiple explanations and reasons? I love that they clearly state, my hypothesis was wrong, instead of just saying, yes, I got it right. Kind of makes a difference, doesn't it? So we're going to revise our conclusions today in our lab reports. Use what you learned from the conclusion you just heard, and you could discuss it with your partner, mom or dad at home, to make your conclusion better. Reflect. Think about your hypothesis. Ask the questions about your results. Why did it happen? And give multiple explanations based on your experiment results. Okay, that's going to be our goal today. So in conclusions, if we wrote this on our anchor chart, my class can do it in their notebook that we have our anchor charts in. So you could write, in conclusions, reflect on your hypothesis. My hypothesis was right or wrong. Ask questions about your results, the why, and give some possible explanations using ideas from other experiments and resources. Okay? So if you need to pause right here for my class to copy this into your notebook, please feel free. Otherwise, this is something that we'll come back to as our anchor chart when we look at what are we doing for our conclusions. Okay? All right, revise your conclusions. Tonight, your think about question that I want you to think about is, what do you know about force and motion? Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a fun activity where we're going to be learning a little bit more about force and motion. If you don't know a lot, you can always find out by asking friends, reading, researching, etc. Before you hear the lesson tomorrow. All right, you guys. Enjoy your writing. Practice those conclusions. Revise and edit. That's always a great tool to do today. All right. Have a great one.